Meaning that you are not a transgender person, you are a completely. And this is important that everybody, the first thing they think that whatever women's NGOs take them up and tell them that you can work actively with us. They want us to do this. This is what they want us to do. And this is the main part of it.
The Global Feminisms Project brought with it the challenge of covering an entire history of scholarship and action. The challenge for Sparrow was to do it in a way that would map, in a nuanced and comprehensive manner, the various aspects of scholarship and the various kinds of action that women have been involved in. Here at Sparrow, we felt we needed to make at least 100 films to document every bit of action and every idea that has emerged from among women's studies scholars. However, 10 films, we felt, was something to begin with. The themes that we wanted to project were those that emerged from the women's movement and the issues that it threw up. For instance, there was a need felt within the movement to go back to the history of the freedom struggle and to explore the nature of women's participation in it. Also, an entirely new discipline of academic study centered around women's lives came into being only because of the women's movement. The movement also led to all kinds of action in crucial areas of concern such as violence, health, environment, community development, media, and so on. All kinds of efforts were made to increase awareness about women's legal rights. And there was the more direct action in the form of legal aid, advocacy, and other modes of redress of grievances. And of course, apart from all this was the politics of the everyday that revolved around issues of gender, identity, caste, religion, and the politics of expression. All the films, in different ways, connect with the women's movement and with the ideology of feminism. The themes that we wanted to present had to not only cover a wide range of issues, but also represent different regions and grapple with different languages. As far as the presentation of the themes was concerned, we were very clear right from the beginning that we didn't want to deal with the issues in a disembodied or merely academic manner. These issues had to be linked complexly to the personal lives of these women as they elaborated on themes or shared certain experiences from their lives. We were also sure that the films would not eschew emotion or keep away from the positions that these women take in their personal lives or in their fields of action. This is because we believe that that originary feminist slogan of the personal being the political still continues to have validity. This, then, was the ground plan we had. The first two films deal with two pioneers in women's studies. The film on Neera Desai deals with the freedom movement years during which she grew up, the growth of her political consciousness, her work in the field of women's studies, as also her views on the contemporary moment when we are confronted by troubling issues of communalism and fundamentalisms of various kinds. The film on Veena Mazumdar, another pioneer in the field of women's studies, speaks about her innate rebelliousness, her commitment to higher education and learning and teaching, as well as her experience as being part of the group that drafted that first seminal and comprehensive report on the status of women in independent India, the report that we call Towards Equality. She also shares with us the experience of establishing the Center for Women's Development Studies and speaks about the complexities involved in working close to the power center.
Niraman, what about the impact of Gandhi himself on you?
Gandhi himself influenced me completely, considerably, I would say. Though I would not call myself a Gandhian, but he influenced me considerably in building up values. Though in my book I have evaluated him, I have said that his rigidity in some matters have really somehow or the other affected the Gandhians as well as the movement itself. But his honesty and his purposiveness of the whole issue and his dedication and his sparkle and candidness, all these things have affected me. We were some 4 or 5 persons in the university who were all working towards women's education. And I wouldn't say that all of them were feminists, but we had the same cause in our mind. And when we were deciding to have a pattern of celebration of the Golden Jubilee, we said that at the launching of the Golden Jubilee, we will have an exhibition. And that exhibition was to be on Indian women's march towards freedom. And the closing function was to be the publication of Golden Jubilee volume. Now in both these events, I took very active part, and I think that I grew during the entire process. My concept about the women's position, various forces determining the woman's status, etc., were being crystallized. Not crystallized completely, but were being crystallized at that time. Lakshmi, the link with the action has been one of the important, I would say, features of Indian women's studies. The Western concept has always been, from the beginning, more theoretical, because they started with teaching women's studies. We have come to teaching women's studies at a much later date. So we, even in 1981 conference, first conference on women's studies, which we had in city of Bombay at SNDT University, as far as the aims of women's studies were concerned, we have said that it is research, action, and teaching. And so I personally think that we cannot afford to lose hope. We have to have hope in the goodness of the human beings, in the need that everybody will have to survive together. However, the problems which are coming up, because human rights has been right now one area where all the groups are combining.
There was a seminar using all those documents which had been put together in the Planning Commission or in the Agriculture Ministry. And the outcome of that seminar, they summoned Dr. Swaminathan to the afternoon session. So Swaminathan came. The press was very well represented. It was a sight. Aruna Asaf Ali standing with her white hair flying. Swaminathan, how dare you? How dare you reject all these ideas? They have been recommended by official committees constituted by the Government of India. How dare you throw them into the waste paper basket? We will not have it. It was a fantastic sight. That's the inception of the Seven Sisters.
Vinadi, we have come a long way from the Towards Equality report. And many things have happened since then. What do you think of the women's movement in India at this point of time?
I would say that, like many other efforts from the people's side, the movement has taken some beating through the 90s, but its grassroots base has in fact expanded from the same 90s. The same causes have produced both the effects. Some fragmentation of organizations, some jargonization, impact of globalized terminology entering women's studies, but the same process is strengthening the expansion of the grassroots base.
The film on Flavia Agnes brings up the very important issue of minority identity and the women's movement, and also the need to fight for legal rights. The film details the working of organizations such as the Forum Against the Oppression of Women, and it takes us through Flavia's own personal journey from a situation of terrible domestic violence to one where she is today considered an authority on laws for women.
Forum Against Oppression of Women was a campaign group. We would take up an issue, have a demonstration, the issue would be visible in the newspapers, etc. But the composition of the forum would change constantly. That means there's no membership, there is no structure, anybody could come, anybody could not come. We were into the mold of structurelessness of the women's movement of that time. So we were against any kind of structure, creation of any structure, official positions, etc. And according to me, then the movement had made a segregation. According to me, the movement had in a way slaughtered me as against the norm. The nun was mainstream Hindu academician, and I was the other, the minority, the Christian activist woman.
What is the last word on Uniform Civil Code?
Well, when I spoke in 1991, I was making a new kind of statement. Unfortunately, the political events of the last decade or so have proved me right. First, the demolition of Babri Masjid, attacks on the Christian community in Dang, the attacks on Christian missionaries in various places, and lastly, the Gujarat carnage. Whichever feminist could hold on to the claim of Uniform Civil Code until now, after Gujarat, everybody had to change their stand. Today, gradually, the whole edifice of so-called Uniform Civil Code has crumbled down as far as women's rights groups are concerned, as far as feminist groups are concerned. Where it remains is in the communal segments. So today, anybody supporting this demand has to be not a person for women's rights, but invariably would be a communal person. And I think my struggle has been in this direction of creating feminist lawyering in courts at the small level, district towns, trial courts, or even beyond it in lok adalats or panchayats, etc. I think that's where rights of women are located. And they're not in Delhi, and they're not in Parliament, and they're not in commissions which bring in new statute.
With the films on Mangai and Mahashweta Devi, we venture into the area of women's creative expression. The themes are several, such as the spaces available for women within theatrical traditions, the relationship of art and politics, the manner in which women become characters in fiction, and many more. Both Mangai and Mahashweta Devi bring to their fields of expression their experience as activists. For instance, Mahashweta's work with tribals is very well known in India. Really, the films are about the complex dialectics between women's activism and women's expression.
But the tribal people I found fantastic. They came under, there were some tribals who had been converted and were Christians. They lived separate, but all of them were together because they were forest workers, did the same thing. Not many households where they could work. They worked some. Delightful people. You remember my story, Hunt? Mary I found there.
Discovered the tribals when you went to McCluskey Gully. But how did you get so pulled into their life? I mean, how did they become, their cause become so important?
That way, I have been to many places because you will find my writings like Dhauli and others on people who are not tribals.
Also, yeah.
But poor village people. I would go anywhere, you know. I had this madness in me. I would walk to their houses, be very well received, sit with them, talk with them, often sleep in their houses. Didn't come. I just loved it. But at that time I was not thinking of writing anything on them. You might say I went to learn from them, not to teach them anything. Because I found them absolutely scientific, absolutely sophisticated, behavior and everything very much. I try to write about the entire class. Class-wise they are exploited. Men, women, children, all. Women's issues are marked. Women suffer more because they have a body. but also women suffering peculiarly. It's continuing for thousands of years. It starts from home, it starts outside, when she is an adolescent, when she is just growing up. Do not read in the newspapers a 7-year child is gang raped. Girls. Only that yesterday I read that a girl child was born and the newborn child was left on the roads of Howrah. Things like that. It's a continuous process. You remember the story Chinta? Chinta had to pay such a price. She had to sell both her daughters. She had to pay such a price because she had, after being widowed, she left with another man. That's why. These things happen even in their society. A man goes and marries another girl, brings her home. Nothing. In their society also, their society is also very, very cruel against women. About the tribals, I will not say so. Tribal society is entirely different. Girl child is very welcome. No difference between a boy and a girl. The entire attitude is different. So it is why different? It must be something which has been going on for thousands of years. They are carrying it in themselves. And this had to be written, that's why I wrote. And also I have seen such women.
We called ourselves Sakti Cultural Group of Aidwa. So we had to do this play. There was that military rape in Tripura. I'm talking about 85, 86. And when we did that play, one major concern that we had was, yes, we are talking about rape, but we don't want to show the violence of rape in a physical sense, because I don't think rape is just violence, you know. When the struggle was over, what are we to do with the women? Was the question. They said the unmarried women should go back and marry. The married women should go back to their families. The men should study law. They thought we can't be party organizers or area commanders. So they asked us to set ourselves right. We had never thought of clinging on to families, husband or children. Go back and marry. Marry whom? Which guy will have the guts to marry these women? There are so many dilemmas. There were so many women. Their lives have gone without a trace. We wanted to write our history. Who can do it? Only we can do it. We who were part of that. But we never had the resources. Not Ailama, not Satyavadi, not me. It's because we couldn't write. It has come to you. We were making history.
The next two films, on Sharifa and Shah Jahan Appa, explore several layers in personal struggles that evolve into more generalized commitments to women's issues. They take up the problems of women identity and gender within particular communities and the different ways of dealing with these problems. What both the films highlight is the need to scrupulously contextualize women's struggles. For instance, the support that one gets from one's family, the support that one gets from one's community, one's marital status, all these are factors that critically impact women's struggles. These two films also take up the issue of violence and the status of women within the family and deal with these issues from entirely different points of view. Sharifa has set up an organization called STEPS in Pudukkottai in Tamil Nadu. This is an organization that takes up women's issues and offers assistance and advocacy. Very similar work is done by Shakti Shalini, the organization started by Shah Jahan Appa in Delhi. These two films document the working of these organizations, particularly Sharifa's path-breaking struggle to build a mosque for women.
आप तो एक बुर्खा पहनने वाली औरत थी, घर से कभी बाहर कदम तक नहीं रखा था, और फिर आपने कैसे ये शेरनी का रूप धारण कर लिया?
लेकिन मैं इसमें कहूँगी कि जब अपने आप के अंदर जोश और होश आ गया तो मुझे नहीं लगा कि ये बुर्खा उड़कर बाहर निकलना चाहिए जब तक मैं ये बुर्खा नहीं उतारूँगी, और बुर्खा पोशी के अंदर मैं कोई काम को ढंग से नहीं कर पाऊँगी, क्योंकि कहीं तो लोग मेरे को जानेंगे, कहीं नहीं जानेंगे, लेकिन अगर मैं बुर्खा उतार दूँगी तो हर लोग की पहचान बन जाऊँगी, इसलिए मैंने बुर्खा उतार दिया। सबसे पहले मेरे घर वाले खिलाफत करते थे कि आपने बुर्खा क्यों उतारा है, बेइज्जत हो गई हैं, आपको किसी चीज़ का एहसास नहीं है। लेकिन जब एहसास तो जब होता जब इंसान के साथ इंसानियत होती। जब मेरे साथ में तो हर एक भेड़िया मेरे मुकाबले पे था तैयार, तो मुझे भी एक शेरनी का मुकाबला करने के लिए शेरनी बनना पड़ा। मैं बकरी से एक शेर बनी, शेर बनकर आज भी मैं अपनी हिम्मत जुटाकर काम करती हूँ। मैं अब भी किसी से डरती नहीं हूँ। हर काम करने के लिए हिम्मत होनी चाहिए। इंसान का होश और जोश दोनों संभाल के रखने से काम बनता है, और उसी को देख के मैं काम करती हूँ।
आपा, शक्ति शालिनी के बारे में कुछ बताइए। आप तो शुरू से इस संस्था के साथ हैं ना, कब स्थापित हुई ये, और अब कितने लोग हैं, क्या काम आप लोग करते हो?
18-19 साल हो गए मैं शक्ति शालिनी को बनाए हुए, जिसके अंदर मैं और सत्य रानी स्टार्टिंग के अंदर ही जुड़े हुए रहे हैं। इसके अंदर शुरू से ही दोनों काम कर रहे हैं, और लोगों में चेंजिंग आई है। जो पहले हमारे साथ थे वो लोग शायद नहीं कर पाए तो वो लोग चले गए, और लोग जो अब हैं, तो हमारा 13 लोगों का स्टाफ है। हम 13 लोग इसमें काम करते हैं, और पूरे 18 साल हो जाएंगे, 19वां साल लगने वाला है इसको। इसमें काम करने का तरीका ये रहा, एक तो हम लोग काउंसलिंग करते हैं, दूसरे केसों को फॉलोअप करते हैं। जो लड़कियां आती हैं जिनकी सुनाई कहीं नहीं होती है, उनके लिए यहाँ केस लड़े जाते हैं, और जो समाज से या परिवार से या रेप से दुखी हो जाते हैं और लोग उनको अपना सहारा नहीं देना चाहते हैं, तो शक्ति शालिनी का सबसे बड़ा एक आश्रय गृह का सहारा है।
आखिर में एक दिन लोग आएंगे और ले जाकर फेंक आएंगे, लेकिन सबसे अच्छी बात होगी कि इसके अंदर हज़ारों सवाल होंगे। ये औरत ने ये भी मुद्दा उठाया था, ये भी करा था, इस औरत ने ये भी करा था। 10 अच्छा कहेंगे, 10 बुरा कहेंगे, तो मुझे कोई बुरा महसूस नहीं होगा। मैं इन सब चीज़ों के साथ हूँ, और मैं सबका शुक्रिया अदा करूँगी कि जो नारी आंदोलन का एक सिलसिला शुरू करा, और उसके अंदर मैं भी शरीक हाल हूँ। मैं सबसे अहम खुश हूँ, और खुशी के साथ सबके साथ शरीक हूँ।
அதாவது நாங்கள் வந்து ஒட்டு மொத்தமாக வந்து பெண்கிற அந்த நோக்கில் நாங்கள் வந்து வேலை பார்த்தோம். பெண்ணுக்குரிய சமூக அங்கீகாரம் கிடைக்கணும். அது தலித்லேருந்து புறக்கணிக்கப்பட்டாலும் சரி, இல்லை மதத்திலேருந்து புறக்கணிக்கப்பட்டாலும் சரி, இல்லை சமூகத்திலேருந்து புறக்கணிக்கப்பட்டாலும் சரி, இல்லை குடும்பத்திலேருந்து புறக்கணிக்கப்பட்டாலும் சரி, நாங்கள் அங்கே கேள்வியை வந்து வைக்கிறது உண்டு.
அதாவது நீங்கள் வந்து மசூதியை வெறும் ஒரு தொழற இடமா நீங்கள் பார்க்கல?
இல்லை, தொழுகிற இடம் மட்டும் இல்லை. இப்போ நீங்கள் பாருங்கள், ஒரு 60 வயசானாங்க மசூதியில் படுத்துருப்பான், இல்லை கோயிலில் படுத்துருப்பான். ஒரு ஆண் பெண் எங்கே போய் படுத்துருப்பா? ஒரு ரிலாக்ஸுக்கு, இல்லை தன்னை பற்றி பேசுகிறதுக்கு, பண்ணுறதுக்கு, அந்த மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு இடம் வேணும்னு நினச்சேன். அப்போ எனக்கு ஒரு மாஸ்க் வந்து தொழுகிற இடம் இருக்கும், அங்கே பெண்களுடைய நல்ல கெட்ட விஷயங்கள் அங்கே பேசி முடிவெடுக்கப்படும். ரெண்டாவது அவங்க கூட இன்கம் ஜென்ரேஷனுடைய அவங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையை பற்றியான யார் பாதிக்கப்பட்ட பெண்களுக்குரிய அந்த வாழ்க்கைக்கு பற்றி இருக்கும், அவங்க பெண் குழந்தைகளுக்குரிய எஜுகேஷனை பற்றின ஒரு கேம்பெயின் நடக்கும். ஒட்டு மொத்தமாக ஒரு கம்யூனிட்டி சென்டராக இதாகும். கட்டாயம் பெண்களுங்க தொழுகிறதுக்கு அவங்களும் ஜமாத்தோட சேர்ந்து தொழுகணும். இப்போ தொழுகிறதுக்குன்னு ஒரு இடம் வந்து வேணுங்கிற நிலைமையில் வச்சது. நாங்கள் இந்த மாஸ்க்குன்னு கட்டுற பிளானை வந்து நான் சொன்னேன், அதை பெண்களை வந்து முன்மொழிஞ்சாங்க.
The film on Lata PM, known as an environmental activist, deals with the issue of environment in general and the particular politics surrounding the river Narmada. The film also deals with both the public and personal dimensions of the issues of health, caste, and gender. And finally, Lata shares with us her experiences of being a full-time grassroots level activist.
लेकिन धीरे धीरे मुझे पता चला कि ऐसे कि आजू बाजू में जब बुलाते हैं माँ को भी खाने पे बुलाते हैं या कुछ हल्दी कुंकू होता है, कुछ कार्यक्रम होते हैं, तो हल्दी कुंकू ये सबका गेट टुगेदर होता था औरतों का, और उस समय टीका लगाना सबको होता था और गोद भरते थे औरतों की। तो वो गोद भरने का जो समय होता था तब मेरी माँ की गोद नहीं भरी जाती। माँ कहती थी कि ये इसी तरीके से एक रीति रिवाज है, लेकिन ये हुआ है कि उच्च जाति के लोग नीचे जाति के लोगों के साथ ऐसे बिहेव करते हैं। जमीन जंगल, यानी जंगल में भी वो पूरा पर्यावरण का ये था। तो जल जमीन जंगल की बात करने वाले जो आंदोलन चल रहे थे उनके साथ मैं बहुत करीबन रिश्ता महसूस करने लगी थी इन सारे बीच में, क्योंकि मैंने जहाँ जहाँ मैं गई वहाँ वहाँ मैंने देखा कि इतने बड़े बड़े विकास करने वाले राष्ट्र सारे तीसरे विश्व की समूची नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज जो है, नैसर्गिक संसाधन जो है, नैसर्गिक संसाधनों को नष्ट करते जा रहे हैं। और ये नैसर्गिक संसाधनों को नष्ट करते समय वो कहीं भी ये नहीं देख रहे हैं। पुरुष कार्यकर्ताओं के बारे में काफ़ी लिखा गया है, लेकिन स्त्री फुल टाइमर जो होती है ना, उसको हमेशा ऐसे माना गया कि उसका पति तो है ही ना, वो पैसे देगा उनको। और ये बातें बता नहीं सकते हम कि हमारे सहजीवन में इतने इकोनॉमिक टेंशन है, जबकि हम देखते हैं कि हमारे यहाँ राणा डाया तो मेरे से डिप्राइव्ड है, मुझे कम से कम रहने के लिए शेल्टर है, और इनके तो घर उजड़ रहे हैं। तो मैं मेरा दुखड़ा कैसे लेके बैठूँ? तो मैं मेरा दुखड़ा तो नर्मदा में नहीं गा सकती हूँ, और मैं कहाँ जाऊँ जो मैं, तो इसके लिए तो मुझे एस्टेब्लिश होना पड़ेगा और मेरा खुद का इकोनॉमिक एस्टीम बनाना पड़ेगा, तब जाके होगा कि मैं खुद ये होगी।
तो मुझे याद है कि ये इंजेक्टेबल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव्स के बारे में आपने एक गाना लिखा था और वो बहुत मशहूर हुआ था। क्या आप वो गाना हमें गा के सुनाएंगे?
कोई सुई अस्पताल में आई बहना, कोई सुई अस्पताल में आई बहना, कभी कहते नेटेन कभी डेपो प्रोवेरा, कोई सुई अस्पताल में आई बहना। बड़े बड़े देशों ने ये जाल बिछाया, हाँ जी जाल बिछाया, जाल बिछाया, कैदी हमको बनाया, तीसरे जग को समझे ये मिट्टी का खिलौना, कोई सुई अस्पताल में आई बहना, कोई सुई अस्पताल में आई बहना। यही कि थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्रीज की औरतों को किस तरीके से बना रहे हैं, ये बार बार विमेंस मूवमेंट ने बोला था और शुरू से बोला। हाँ, और सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन टेस्ट हो या नेटेन डेपो प्रोवेरा हो, मुझे याद है कि मारियाम इस उस समय आई थी, वो बोलने लगी थी, उसके पहले हमने शुरू किया था यहाँ, और इस कैंपेन में ये सब बातें आई थी।
The last two films, on Tokchom Ramani Devi and Jarjum Ite, take us to the northeastern region of the country, which we felt needed to be brought into focus because of its specific problems. Tokchom Ramani Devi is secretary of the All Manipur Women's Social Reformation and Development Samaj. She talks to us not only about her own life and activism, but about the immense struggle that still confronts women activists like her. Her group has been fighting against alcoholism and has been engaged in a protracted struggle against the army, which has been given special powers in the region. The film reveals how women have even staked their lives fighting for these causes. Jarjumite is chairperson of the State Commission for Women in Arunachal Pradesh. The film that we have made on Jarjum Ite offers some hope in terms of the efforts being taken to deal with women's lives and women's history in a region, in a tribal region, which has a very distinct culture and a very different attitude towards women.
이호 또부제 살아가는 액션이 이러로 위대가 뭐는 액션로디 가지고 기기덤니 아두가 오직 액션로 위대가 아두가 생각해 양해 누피데 이제 방이시 뭐는 이제 로시 얌얌 봐 아두나 소마이나 라고도나 아이코이나 마이라 파이바시 마이라시네 부르가 가진 거야다 코이나 짤리버세 마니푸르시 샨티 레이나바 카나다나바 자이네다나바 누파에 우가 파르가 뭐 해도 하도에바 오직시 아들 누파싱지 오직 에코이나 마판 통엄마다 뭐이나 에코이라 너희 떠대야디에 가이나 코이나 갑드라 코드나가 라오시 뭐 유캉감던 떠고 야야고 에코이나 마니푸르 누파시 노모노모 시즌 기바나 가시 니팔레라 오이도레 누피나 싱지미 갈라카도레바 눅티기 하다바시나 아노 에코이기 마니푸르다 에코이 붕악피가니 셰비가니나 라이바 바로 서카기 시바이 징제 ngakpi ba semri ba di haru nu aikoi go sing tung nong nong gi ijat manghal leba aduna wa ba si akoi na chaksang oina wa ba si huji bau gi manung sida awa ba si kok kok te adu aikoi na si ringai manung sida shanti pamni adu si bana handori ba koi khangdre ai rang khoi ni da Janava Hainida Shivuda Toina Hawa Haidi Jindamba Hainida Mamang Laikai Kamban Sale Koi munabu ile koi raba sabi lao lao cha chi lao kalak bayami kanjau bayami mangda tharo lao cho chúng tôi why.
In fact, we still don't have paid staffers. All of us are volunteers. A couple of full-time volunteers and others are part-time volunteers. And it is a membership-based organization. And we have been perhaps able to mobilize some sections of the women today, looking back like,
What exactly was the mandate of APWWS?
APWWS, as per its objectives in the bylaws, it says it will work for the uplift of the status of women in Arunachal Pradesh.
Even the National Commission on Women is considered an organization without any teeth. You are currently the chairperson of the State Commission on Women. What concrete policies do you think you'll be able to bring about?
One, of course, the Constitution has lots of provisions for ensuring the equality of both men and women in society, and which actually has not been happening in my state. So right now, rather than the teeth and claws, our commission would look at our weightage, how much weight we can kind of put on the government to ensure the implementation of the existing policies, especially to ensure the rights of the women. And of course, when we talk about the teeth that the commissions are not having, I believe it's not just the legal provisions, but how you negotiate with the system or the people who are dealing with the things. If we can convince, and convincing is something an individual can do kind of, when you are interacting or when you are personally convinced, it is easier and perhaps possible to convince the other person.
These 10 films made by Sparrow traverse great distances in terms of themes and regions. The freedom movement, later on the setting up of academic institutions for action-oriented studies on women, the complexities of the women's movement, community and regional identities, personal struggles, political actions, all these make up the body of these films. These films are about issues, but they are also about these women for whom their personal lives and the action that they are committed to are combined in one sphere of existence.